name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with Internal Revenue Service. I worked at IRS for a long time, and I've been doing this for five decades, actually. And I have a whole team of former IRS agents. I was a revenue officer with Internal Revenue Service. What I want to talk to you today about is how do you avoid these particular actions to protect your assets from IRS. I was a revenue officer, so I was in enforcement, so I am an expert in these matters. I used to seize houses and cars and boats and boys and toys and all this stuff. So how do you actually protect the assets that you have? You simply comply with the IRS regulations and letters. That's it. IRS isn't randomly going to come out and start levying your bank account and third parties and wage garnishments and start seizing assets. They don't do that. They must give you notice first. I know I was part of this process, and unless IRS gives you the proper notices, they can't do this. Now, the big problem you have is, are you getting your notices from Internal Revenue Service? So you've got to make sure that A, you're getting your mail properly. Two, if you know you owe tax and you haven't talked to IRS, you better order an IRS tax transcript to find out where they are in the process. So remember, pulling your tax transcripts on irs.gov is going to be very helpful, very, very helpful to you, and making sure you do an address change. People say, gee, why would I want to let IRS know where I am? Very simple. If IRS is going to audit you, they're going to take collection action, enforcement action. They don't know where you're at. You're just going to be suspect to whatever is going to happen to you. But if you call them and let you know that you want to remedy the situation, these things are not going to happen. If you're in the debt area of Internal Revenue Service, IRS must send out a CP 504 and a 1058. And once you answer those letters, you're not going to have a problem. IRS isn't going to be taking any bank account wage garnishments or anything for you. If you have a small debt, there's nothing wrong with calling them yourself. If it's a sizable debt, over $50,000, you may not want to contact IRS. They're going to ask for a financial statement. They're going to start asking for records. That's where it kind of gets a little dicey. So the $40,000, $50,000 mark is really, I think, in my own estimation, where you really need help. Anyway, I'm always here. Give me a subscription if you would. You can always contact me. We're excellent in representation. More importantly, thank you for listening.